With Hassan, iDubbbz, Denims, and all the other group of the retard gang going on full swing and Hassan getting banned. Earlier today, we found a great video made by Royalty is here. 25 minutes of it highlighting every single issue with Twitch.tv, which, to be honest, somehow seems to get worse every single fucking day. People are looking forward to TwitchCon in San Diego this year, but I'll be real, with the current political climate being pushed on the algorithm, it's more like HouthieCon. So let's talk about Twitch.
So we all know what Twitch is.
Yep.
No, I'm not referring to your body's primitive reaction when you heard the rumor your parents can see your search history from the internet bill. Don't worry, I heard and believed the same lie growing up, but they never did discover that I was looking up Tomb Raider 1996 boobs. But anyway, Twitch, if you don't know, is
Bro, those things used to drive me crazy when I was a kid.
a live streaming platform that has existed since 2007.
Damn.
When it was
Yeah, before this was Justin TV, yeah.
originally named Justin.tv.
Yep.
Justin from Justin.tv. With Justin TV, you can watch, broadcast, and share live video and chat with other viewers.
But then quickly turned into a place where people would stream things like anime and other shows like 2005's Hell's Kitchen. Those were the days. People were also
Nah, it was garbage back then. Everybody knows it.
a lot more openly racist on the platform back then. And Hell's Kitchen
Well, I don't know. It's pretty openly racist these days, too. I'm going to be real. I think the amount of anti-Semitism on this platform is at an all-time fucking high, and I know that because I've seen the chart.
would make a return on Twitch in 2018 as a staple for reaction content. But when Justin TV was renamed to Twitch in 2014, around that time it was primarily known for streaming gaming content. I personally remember watching Maya Night Live back then. God, was that a time to be alive. But in the same year, the platform was bought by the man with a hairline of steel, Jeff Bezos, or Amazon, for $970 million. And things went from there. Twitch got a complete makeover, and it was no longer known as just a niche platform.
All right, let's see here. All right. Ooh, Hassan from day one. Wow, wow, wow. And then we have, this is Slicker, right? XQC, no idea. Wait, damn, we got Dan Saltman down here. What the fuck? He's an OG. And Canute. Trainwrecks, I think that's Greek God. And, oh, XQC's wife. They were so cute together. I hope they're still doing good today.
For streaming games. It gradually grew more popular over the years, to the point where in current times, most people don't get the old references from Twitch, like Forcing CD, Forcing Boys. The Two of Wives, Use the Shovel Soda.
I'll be real, it's 2025. I've been on this platform for at least 6.5 years, and I still don't get the forcing shit. I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it, but it's all right.
PVC, Where the Fuck I Am.
Where the fuck I am.
Shroud
I think the point is it doesn't make any sense.
has a fat cock.
Word on the street is that you got a fat cock.
I know
Lord
that
rest
one.
his soul, Billy Harrington, and using the actual syntax for emotes in vocal and social conversations. Remember Pepe Hands, Pepe Sad, Omega Lol, and Pog?
If you ever said Pepe hands in real life, I'm sorry, bro. You are a waste of fucking space, and God somehow fucked up with you. If you say Pog, that's absolutely fine. But who the fuck says, oh, Pepe hands, Pepe sad? Jesus.
Spelled P-O-G, not the other way. Nobody says any of that anymore. And if you remember,
I remember when Pog used to mean fat-ass white girl. That's what I remember, because I used to make Pog compilations when I was like 14. Of motherfuckers just shaking their ass.
single one of those references, you've probably already started contributing to that 401k, buddy. You old fuck. And if you don't remember him, here's some Minecraft parkour gameplay. I know I have to jingle the keys every now and again just to keep your attention.
Thank you.
But more people found Twitch. It absolutely exploded in 2020 due to COVID, where people for the
Due to me. You're welcome.
first time discovered the beauty of watching streams and maybe even starting their own. And in the present day, you now have a whole host of content and personality.
See, that's why, like, I miss how streaming used to be. And, like, listen, I don't want to give Kai any shit, but, like, the problem is a lot of the top streamers' content, who are considered the streamer of the year, which is what people aim to be for, is, like, so unrealistic for normal people. Yeah, for today's stream, I bought out a $10 million mansion, then flew out everybody of these 1,000 people to here to do this stream for a week. You know, like, I remember my favorite moments of Twitch. I didn't need all this shit like buying Lambos, crashing into buildings, drinking and driving, strippers shaking their asses. You know what was the best era of Twitch for me? Genuinely. Was me just watching Trump, Hassan, no, not Hassan, what's his name? No, yeah, Hassan. I think that was his name, right? No, Masan, Wreckful, Kriparian, Day 9, fucking Raynad, all play fucking Hearthstone. Like, I remember Forsen playing Hearthstone, Wreckful missing Lethal at BlizzCon because bro can't add up to what, 18, I think it was. Hilarious clip. I miss that guy every day. Hilarious. I wish I could have met him. Forsen's chat to find him a girlfriend. So they would go into random cam girls chats and see if they knew who Forsen was. And if they did, they would organize them meeting up on call. ST Peach dressing like a fucking whore. Every time she got up, huge ass in the screen. You know what I'm saying? Like, those were the days. Those were the days of Twitch, man. And now, what is it? What is it now? Where are we now? You know, it's just like, now I just got to look at Hassan saying, oh, dude, Jewish people, I hate them. Oh, dude, I went to McDonald's the other day, dude, and they fucking detained me, dude. They were interrogating me. They were asking me questions like, hello, sir, may I take your order, ketchup or mustard? And I feared for my life. I didn't know if I could get out of there, dude. I had to call my lawyer. And then they said I could go. Weasley little fucking liar, dude. Weasley little liar.
He's on the platform. You didn't even have to stream games anymore. In
Yep.
fact, most streamers on Twitch don't even touch games. They just react to YouTube slop for a few hours, like police body cam footage.
And you want to know why that is? Because there's no fucking good games right now. If there were a good game, we would all be playing it. But it's a streamer's responsibility to get their chat entertained until the next game comes out. Expedition 33, that wave's already passed. It's already done.
But Twitch, like every platform, has its fair share of problems. The Doomers wishing their Amazon overlords had never acquired it, and it should go back to just being about game.
And I think that this should be known that there are some games that are great on stream, and there are some games that are better just to yourself. And I think Oblivion and Expedition 33, for me, I just enjoy them more off stream. It's really nice. I just get to chill. There's no rush. I never get distracted. I get to get fully immersed, and it's nice. I mean, like a good game where like everybody's playing it, people meet up, people talk. It's good, you know, like something like maybe like Elden Ring Night Rain might be very good on stream.
You've got people that are just in general disgusted by the platform due to some of the content on it, like the supposed streaming boober meta, and the fact the platform is more political than it has ever been, with many expressing Twitch has a bias when it comes to certain Twitch streamers.
It does.
Bro, we're never beating the Hassan runs Twitch allegations after this. This is crazy. Oh my God.
And the Twitch CEO may be a gooner himself.
Yep.
Which, you know, fair play, as long as the wife knows. Recently, you've got suspected viewbotting, which started a whole kerfuffle. But Twitch has a lot of problems. But what else are you going to use to watch live streams? Fucking YouTube? It's probably easier.
I'm glad that Twitch is being called out for its blatant viewbotting issue, because Kick has it as well. And I don't know why it's so hard to just take care of it. I really don't understand why. There's got to be an application that blocks it, but at this point, I just have to assume that if all these platforms have blatant viewbotting issues, I think that they just want it so they can sell better numbers to investors to say, look at how many active users are on our platform.
Easier to find the Ark of the Covenant than somebody streaming on YouTube, except from the most obvious people that do stream on YouTube, or maybe Kick that has the reputation of harboring all the controversial streamers that are banned on every other platform, or maybe some would prefer the rigor mortis-ridden corpse that is Mixer. And I'm not even going to mention LiveLeak. I think the first live streaming platform to implement semen racing will have my undivided attention. But I've been on Twitch for a while, and today I wanted to talk about the problems and common critiques it faces, and answer the question if the platform truly deserves it.
Thank you so much for the sub. Oh my...
I mean, the reality is Twitch is just like a lot of streamers' chats. Twitch is carried by its user base. Twitch itself is not special. It's just the people who have been here for years who understand the culture that make it special. If the chatters of Twitch were to come to YouTube, Twitch is just done. And I know this because I've done many YouTube exclusive streams where my chat is so loyal that they will come and show up there. Feels like I'm right at home.
Let me put you on the chalkboard.
Probably the most prominent problem and loudest critique you will hear about Twitch is regarding some of the content on the platform. And by that I mean the content that is mainly within the just chatting or the hot tub section of Twitch, which the latter section was created due to the fact people hated that this was being put on the platform, and people started throwing their shit at Twitch for it, because some of the streamers were taking it a bit too far. So Twitch responded by creating a whole section for it.
I miss the days of free porn, man. It's so sad.
Some of these people now aren't even streaming in a hot tub pool or anything.
Such a shame.
Why is there a monkey?
Yep.
The just chatting and hot tub section of Twitch has somewhat of a negative stigma surrounding it due to these categories being used to host suggestive, borderline
I loved it because for like hot tub streams, they're like, oh, dude, I'm going to lay here naked, jump up and down and bounce my ass and titties. And if you want to see my vagina, just pay $8 to go on OnlyFans. Nobody wants that shit at all. At all. 0%.
SFW content, or as some may say, softcore porn. Many of these being female streamers, and the occasional guys doing this just to make fun of the trend.
I got a mogul move for you. Ew. Ew. You smell it? Not yet. I'm trying to, though.
But many put these streams
so
and people
fucking
under one
gross.
title, which is something you've all probably heard before, which is ethot, which is used to describe things like these female streamers, and is used for people that use their bodies as their primary content.
See, that's a glorified way of saying it. Just say whore. It's a lot easier. It's really that. Just say fucking whores. It's really that much easier.
To make money or garner attention. But this has been on Twitch for a while, and it's come in many forms over the years. First, you had the chalkboard meta.
Thank you so much for the sub. Oh my god, guys. Yeah.
See, it would have been real if he started clapping his ass.
Let me put you on the chalkboard.
Then the 90% face cam, 10% gameplay meta, then the body painting meta, then the mirror meta, then the transparent chair meta, and the green screen meta, then just straight up being naked and only showing so much so you don't get banned, and then the hot tub meta.
Yo, Chad, who was the greatest ethot of all time? The most legendary one on the platform has got to be ST Peach. Tectone. You. Oh, okay, thanks, man. True. Yeah, you're so right. I forgot about that.
There has been a lot of metas over the years to capitalize on this infinite money glitch, many patched over the years due to Twitch's updates to their terms of service. Some rules Twitch had to walk back themselves due to the fact everybody hated them, especially with the artistic nudity rule. I get how body painting would be considered art, but this, I don't know. I wouldn't correlate this with a Matisse painting, but yeah. But this contributed to what many refer to as the just chatting problem, or more prominently known, the ethot epidemic.
It's called the just chatter baiting section.
Where most streams in the just chatting or hot tub section are somewhat explicit, suggestive, and some of them do advertise their OnlyFans on there. Now, apart from
yeah, show me one of those girls who does that who doesn't have their OnlyFans linked. Show me one.
The obvious problem of
because the ones who don't just forgot.
And up with this type of content being shown, some without age verification, and being environments where some come to tenderize their meat instead of the conventional websites. But this would also create a negative stigma for female streamers in general, who got lumped in with these types of streamers where some assume all female streamers are like this. Or heaven forbid, there is a centimeter of cleavage on screen, and they...
Why are we gonna act like Pokimane hasn't baited that shit? Come on, we all see how these streamers, you can tell how his female streamer is by the way they get out of their chair. I'm sorry, boys. If you get out of your fucking chair like this, you're a fucking hoe. That's just how it goes. And I'm sorry if you want to act like you're not, but that's like, bro, do you want to know how a normal person gets up? There's no way anybody who's not baiting, like, it's like, what, how?
They obviously must be doing this intentionally, and unfortunately this has contributed to a lot of harassment some females face on the platform. Now, do I personally have a problem with these streams where they are intentionally doing this type of content, fully well knowing what they are doing, with the purpose of monetary gain? Well, I don't think I've ever had interest in watching these types of live streams, which for the most part is borderline just softcore porn for 4 hours. I can just go to another website which specializes in this type of content, see the whole Dark Souls naked run, and after 2 minutes wallow in self-pity. But hey, some people are there for the personality, and to simulate what it's like to be a cook if they actually...
The reason why people jerk off to Twitch is due to the fact that there are people called, demisexuals. And demisexuals like to get to know the person before they jerk off to it. But the trick is, what you guys do to get around that is just jerk off to anime characters, right? Just jerk off to anime characters that you know instead, like Nami from One Piece or Aqua. It's a lot easier.
They had a girlfriend. Or maybe it's something to do with edging, I guess, or maybe just like female attention, whatever reason, I don't relate to it. A lot of the people viewing anyway are from countries where porn is banned, like Turkey, and Twitch is the only way they can have access to it. But there's 3 takes people commonly have going against this type of content. 1, they blame the streamer themselves, commonly saying they shouldn't be doing this type of content on this platform, and they take advantage of people that are lonely and desperate for monetary gain. 2, they blame the people that are supporting them and actively gooning to their streams, which I think no pep talk in the world will persuade them not to do this, and you're probably going to have to persuade the final boss that is the Twitch CEO himself as well. And 3, blame the platform for hosting this type of content and not taking action against it. I personally side with the third point, to be honest. Yes, the streamers know what they are doing. Some are constantly trying to push the line till they eventually break the...
Can we please stop playing this Morgue Pie clip? For the love of God, we've seen it 1,000 times. Please stop playing
terms of
it.
service to off Twitch, in which Twitch will probably respond by adding a new rule, and to say no, you cannot deploy something equivalent to a periscope just so your viewers can see your ass. And I think that most times they only get a day to a week ban. Many people do defend these types of streams, saying you must be gay if you don't like this, or you must hate women. No, I just don't expect this type of content on a platform that used to be just for gaming. And once again, the age rating is 13+. Like Jackmate, I would expect this, but not Twitch. But if there's nothing being done about these streams except the occasional ban for a day or 2...
This shit drove me fucking nuts, bro. I remember I called somebody fat. I got banned for 2 weeks. Somebody shows their tits and spreads their asshole on stream. They get banned for 24 fucking hours. Come on, bro.
And some people in the category are brute forcing the Twitch TOS to see what they can get away with, which then other streamers will copy, and then that'll be the meta for the next season. I'm pretty sure it's a platform problem at that point. I mean, the streamer Mogpie that has set the meta for many of these streamers got banned multiple times in the year of 2023, some within the same week, and only got a 2-day ban at most. There did used to...
I will say, guys, I think if you get banned 6 times, you should just get permit. To be completely honest, I think that's more than fair. You get banned 6 times, you get permit. It's really that easy.
Be a rule where if you got banned multiple times in the same year, you just get perma-banned off the platform. But to be fair, that obviously doesn't exist anymore, because some of these streamers have been banned numerous times in the same year. Yeah, you can blame the gooners, but they're never going to stop. You can blame the streamers taking advantage of a money glitch that has yet to be patched or will ever get patched. But at that point, I personally think you should be hating the game, not the player. Because
sure.
What are you going to do? Call them a whore? And then hope they instantly turn to Christianity? And then become a celibate or something? But to their credit, at least some of them do age-gate their streams, which is like a band-aid approach, but the platform itself is enabling this, with poor punishment and not enforcing rules to counter this type of content. But another thing Twitch does get a bad rep for is its moderation.
I will be honest, though. If you really think that your content lives and dies by how naked you are on stream, I'm sorry. That is one of the saddest things I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, genuinely. Like, that is the saddest shit I've ever heard. And I find it insane how many streamers have put in $20, $30, $50,000 into getting plastic surgery on their bodies because they know if they don't, then they're going to fall off because they're not hot anymore and they're too lazy to actually exercise.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And we're getting to the age where the people who supplied Gooner content are now becoming old and decrepit, and they're still keeping it up. And man, it's just really sad. It really is. It's like a really sad thing, because once these women get in like their 30s, oh man, it's like an anvil falling off a cliff. It really, really, really is. It's an anvil falling off a cliff. And I'll be real, I just feel like there's better ways to make a career.
So another common critique of Twitch is that the moderation, or in other words, the actual staff of Twitch that oversee the platform and are usually involved in tasks like banning or removing users or streamers that go against the terms of service of the platform. And they do this to keep the platform a somewhat safe place. But they do get a lot of shit, especially recently, due to the fact that many claim and believe that Twitch staff are biased to certain streamers, and when it comes to following their own rules and being fair, they are rather inconsistent. But does Twitch deserve this criticism?
Yes.
Or is it just completely unfounded?
Yes, the answer is yes.
Talking about it means there's some contention to that point, you dumbass.
The answer
Twitch
is
does not publicly talk about
directly
their
yes.
banning decisions, and there's been one recorded event of a Twitch staff getting involved for their own benefit, I can see why people think there is a bias based on reoccurring patterns.
Because it is.
The inconsistency with bans. Some people like to use the example recently that occurred with the streamer Extra Emily, whose content is similar to that of an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay. Yes? Oh, I'm cooking steak.
But pretty entertaining. But a lot of streamers get in
fake.
trouble for streaming whilst driving, mainly due to the fact they look at their phone whilst driving to look at their chat, which is...
That is the point where we're at in Twitch, where it's like, we've become so desperate to do anything for viewership that we're willing to break laws and check our phone while we're fucking driving on a frequent basis, but think it doesn't apply to us because we're on stream. which I feel like maybe we just shouldn't be doing that.
Obviously dangerous. But Extra Emily didn't even do that. She was messing with her camera whilst driving and flips the camera at the exact time she runs a red light and basically self-reports herself. But obviously this was dangerous and against the law, potentially shows she was distracted whilst driving.
Oh,
And then
absolutely.
after it happens, she gives the excuse that this happens all the time and that these lights take a while to turn or something.
No, that's just not true.
That happens all the time. In Austin, you know, like the stoplights here are really long.
But as a result of this, she only received a 1-day ban. And
I will say, and you hear me say this a lot, and I wish my chat would say it more too, because it's so insane. Extra Emily goes live and breaks a law. She gets banned for 24 hours. I call a fat bitch fat. I get banned for 2 weeks. It's just made me a bitter fucking man.
And then to her credit, when she returned, turned her next stream into a learning experience where she completed a driving school. But she did get banned for looking at her phone in 2023 for 3 days, but for this time only a day. But after the latest ban, people were quick to point out the ban should have been much longer.
Absolutely.
People like Stable Ronaldo voicing their opinion, someone who had been banned for...
Guys, I think it's pretty fair to say that if someone goes live and records themselves doing a crime that could have potentially led to someone getting hurt, I think a 2-week ban is reasonable. Don't you guys think? I think it's perfectly reasonable.
Reckless driving 10 months prior for 3 days after going over a speed bump too fast to the point where the car lifted up in the air. And he thought she should have been banned for the same amount of time he was.
Said, I'm running this red light, but when I hit a pothole going the speed limit... You don't give a fuck. I hit a pothole, by the way, I hit a pothole with Adapt, going the speed limit. It wasn't even a pothole, it was a speed bump. So my car went like this. And then all of a sudden, I'm banned for a week.
The dumbest shit I've ever seen. She
That's
deserves to be
insane.
banned for over a fucking month.
This and other instances,
That
like
is
when
insane.
Pokimane pulled up the hub by accident live on stream,
Wait, we saw this, right?
and only got a warning for it, compared to when Foursome pulled up a gif of the famous horse, also by accident but got banned for a whole month. Which has led to a lot of people believing that Twitch are more lenient when it comes to female streamers, more than their male counterparts, the main comment being...
Because they are. Because they are. And everyone knows they are. Shout outs to Horson.
Twitch staff are simps, which at this point this argument has been occurring for like 5 years now.
Absolutely,
Due to Twitch's
because they
confusing
are.
banning process, where ban durations seem to differ
Everyone
for the
knows
same
it.
rule being broken. And they also bring up the point I discussed earlier, where some streamers in the just chatting section only get banned for a day for sexually explicit content, and some banned multiple times within the same week.
How long do you think I would get banned for if I pulled my dick out? I'd say I'd get permed. How long do you think Morg Pie would get banned for if she pulled her pussy out? I say 3 days. Yeah, it's fucking crazy, boys.
But once again, there is no concrete evidence Twitch has a bias towards gender, due to the fact they do not advertise information regarding bans, or the banning process. But there are past events that have showed Twitch staff have involved themselves personally in the streaming environment and have even offered advantages to some streamers. A key example being Hassan. Not the Hassan you're thinking of, but he was a former member of the Twitch team and was the director of strategic partnerships. But in 2020, it came out that he had been accused of sexual misconduct and abuse of power. Launched by the streamer VO, and then later other female streamers
Weird.
who expressed the same situation with the same staff member, it was claimed that he leveraged his role at Twitch, where he would promise things like perks and promotional items in return for sexual favors. Sexual favors he would still conduct even when the other party was saying no. He
What
also
the
shared
fuck?
explicit images to other people without consent and disclosed confidential Twitch
So Hassan, what about your allegations, man? That's crazy. This guy has the same name as you, bro, which means that you are now responsible for this guy's actions. That's your logic, right?
information, in which an internal investigation by Twitch was launched, and he was subsequently removed from his role, but he faced no legal repercussions. Obviously, not all Twitch staff are like this. This is a single person, but at the time, this event was used as a main point that Twitch staff do get personally involved and do have a bias, when they're supposed to be the complete opposite. But another point that people use that Twitch staff are biased is within the political sphere of Twitch. Yes, over the years, politics on the Twitch platform has grown significantly. It's not hard to find most streamers nowadays sticking their wrinkly, depraved toe into the political pool to give their opinion on the state of politics, in which I promptly click off the stream because it's not bedtime yet, and as I've said before, explaining politics to me is like giving...
I'm never good at the politics. Dude, I tried watching some of the political content. I just fucking can't, bro. I just really cannot be fucked, right? Like, going into the deep understanding of, like, this interpersonal war that's going on in other countries, I just can't be fucked, right? I just like making fun of political content creators. And then people say, why is he becoming political? Well, he's not. He's just making fun of politics and the people who stream it.
Giving me a lethal dose of NyQuil. But to some people's dismay, politics has been thriving on the Twitch platform for a while now. You have Hassan, previously Destiny, everyone's favourite cockroach king Asmongold, where some people are no longer interested in WoW gameplay and just want him to talk about politics. And you also have streamers like... Yeah, I don't know that many political streamers. I'm only here for the gameplay and slop reaction, but especially recently, politics has started a fiery war on the platform. And believe me, you cannot escape it. It is everywhere, and has lasted almost a year now. It's basically a
Weasley little liar, dude!
You have Hassan versus H3 versus iDubbbz for some reason, versus Asmongold, versus Hassan's friends or something, versus Twitch itself. But basically every—
Oh, come on, I didn't make it in the video! Come on, man, I've been on the front lines! Oh, well.
Everyone is throwing their shit at everyone, and some people believe Twitch has had a big hand in it, and as a result has led to their own YouTube adpocalypse of sorts.
Yep.
But what is this whole drama about? I don't fucking know. Wrong channel. I'm a political infant at this point. I'm probably going to load up Rust to learn my 3x3 has been fucking raided after this. But why is Twitch being brought up in this situation? Well, once again, they were accused of being biased towards other streamers based on their political beliefs. And again, their banning system being very inconsistent. People thought that the Twitch staff had a bias towards streamers like Hassan, who on stream said killing one US senator would solve a problem.
Cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott, okay? You wouldn't make Rick Scott, former governor of Florida, Rick Scott.
And people were outraged he only received a day ban for this. And people think for what he—
I'm trying very hard to not get angry. But my God, the hypocrisy to only ban this motherfucker for a day over this comment is fucking insane.
He has done, he should have been banned longer, due to the fact other streamers get banned a lot longer for things others view as less significant as this. Many using VTubers getting banned for like 2 weeks as an example, and some people use the fact that the Twitch team and CEO have publicly wished Hassan a personal happy birthday, and it's uncommon for them to do this, so people use this as evidence that they must have a bias towards Hassan himself or certain political beliefs.
Birthday to you.
What the fuck?
Happy birthday to you.
The most rabid editors just clip this and they're gonna use this permanently to be like, see, I told you, he's got banning powers.
Asmongold going as far to say the team is compromised after things like another streamer, who seemingly has the same political takes Hassan does, never got banned for essentially putting a 30k bounty on Asmon's head.
Yeah, it's because Hassan's political takes are sexually transmitted, and Denims has sucked Hassan's cock so many times that the semen is now coursing through her bloodstream to where now she just parrots all of the same takes. Yeah, that's pretty much just how that works. You know, that's pretty much how that works with that entire fucking group, to be honest. But yeah, no, they are sexually transmitted, abso-fucking-lutely, bro.
But some do see this as a joke.
30k to anyone who will make this disappear and make Eve's breasts bigger. Okay, you have to do both.
Twitch's moderation and Twitch's team, I think, is compromised. I think that they're biased, and I think that they don't have any principles at all other than...
It's a joke because she said boobs, guys. Isn't that hilarious? She said boobs. So now offering a very valid monetary amount to kill someone? Oh, it doesn't matter because she said boobs. Good one.
Responding to controversies.
But Twitch moderation, obviously.
And obviously, maybe I could be inclined to say, oh yeah, it was just a joke. That was unreasonable. But Denims herself has also said that jokes that I tell aren't jokes. So, here we are. Here we are. Yep, imagine that.
He has a problem with consistency, and I think the criticism they receive, especially regarding their banning process, is completely valid. I think
I want to remind you that her saying that, that's also the same girl who drew lolly porn. The same girl who said you can do whatever you want to a child before the age of 4 because they won't remember it, which means Denims probably enjoys fucking children. By that same logic, of course. You know, I mean, if that's what she's saying, by the same logic, you can only assume that because they don't remember it, that it's fine, according to her. So let's just be real. I mean, that's what she said, right, guys? I mean, hey, am I wrong here? That's what she said, right? Imagine that.
People that break their terms of service should be banned promptly, fairly, and given a duration in accordance with the weight of what they have done. The banning process, all in all, doesn't make any sense. Some streamers get banned for longer when they did something on the same level or even less serious than the other streamer, so of course people are going to think Twitch has a bias. or just an extremely incompetent staff team. So the last problem I wanted to talk about is viewbotting, and if you don't know what that is, it is basically fake viewers, mainly used to inflate the views on a Twitch stream. Many other platforms face the same issue. I think even Kick had a problem with it, but all you had to do was...
Had? Brother said had. You mean has. Every live stream platform has a viewbotting issue. Every single one. I want to remind you that Moist Critical went live to 186,000 people during his Dark Souls 1 run. Every platform has this issue.
...was open the stream on multiple tabs, and each tab would count as a viewer. But you can pay certain websites to increase your viewership or someone else's, so it makes it look like you have more viewers than you can.
What website is this? Viewbots. And all you do is type in your favorite streamer's name and then you can support them with bots? Wow, that's really cool. Whoa, 100,000 new viewers. Yo, welcome to the stream, guys. Well, welcome to the stream. Where'd you guys come from? Did I get a raid?
Else's, so it makes it look like you have more viewers than you actually do. Now, viewbotting, like many of the other topics I've talked about in this video, is hard to prove. Probably the only way to get 100% concrete evidence somebody is viewbotting is either if they admit...
Why is bro sitting so zesty?
...to it, or the provider of the bots shows they were bought and told to target said streams. But there are other things people look at to see if people are viewbotting. Mainly they look at viewer engagement. Mainly if somebody has 50,000 people watching them and the chat is moving like a snail with arthritis, either most of the viewers are like Helen Keller, or they may be under suspicion they are using bots.
Or they're doing a variety gaming stream.
Because most bots do not interact with the stream like a normal chatter would. Now, why is viewbotting bad on the Twitch platform? Well, it can be used against streamers. For example, if you apply to be a partner on Twitch, and you finally hit the required viewers, if Twitch thinks some of those are bots, they will deny your partner application, and in some cases even ban you. So it can be potentially used to remove somebody off the platform. Bots can also be used for things like hate raids, going into someone's Twitch chat and spamming messages or racial slurs.
These ones
I think
don't
even
matter.
Recently, a Twitch game show had to switch Twitch channels due to the fact their stream was being inflated with viewbots, which you would think is a good thing. I personally would spam the ad button and hope the viewbots don't have ad block, but they basically had around 100,000 viewers and the chat was basically
You don't get ad money
so
from
to
bots.
prevent allegations of viewbotting themselves and potentially getting banned, they switched the channel. And you've also had streamers accusing other streamers of viewbotting, specifically the top echelons of Twitch, where XQC was accusing Kai Sennett's associates of viewbotting, due to the fact that they had a high viewer count but low subscribers and low viewer engagement, and most of the people watching were not logged
He still hasn't gotten to the real point why viewbots are bad. He still hasn't gotten there yet.
in, and this caused a bunch of drama and commotion, because it is a serious accusation, and if in some way it is proven to be true, your streaming career might be over. Nobody is going to let you live that down. But obviously, once again, it's very hard to prove, and some of the viewers may have not just been logged in, or sourced from external websites, through things like embedded streams, which are very annoying back in the day, especially when I was trying to find a Warwick jungle build and somebody's stream just pops up on the bottom left, which just because you're on that website does count to them as a viewer, and was previously used to inflate people's viewership. But what can Twitch do about this as a platform? Well, they have been legally...
Okay, so he never said the bad part. All right, so the bad part of viewbotting is, what it does is it artificially inflates a viewer's chat, which doesn't matter unless they get to the top of a directory. And if that streamer has gotten viewbotted artificially past other streamers to be the top of a category, that's when it becomes an issue, because top left has most discoverability, and that's when it becomes a problem, because it kind of stifles other streamers from growing in that category while they're getting all of the potential new viewers. Also disenfranchises advertisers. Well, the reality is advertisers are too fucking stupid to like actually be aware of that, as well as a lot of advertisers don't care because they just want numbers to look good. And I'll be real, I've even known advertisers that are like, okay, we want you to be at this viewer count, but you're not, so we're gonna view by you up to that number. And I'll be real, the majority of viewbotting on this platform is actually done by advertisers. Yeah, because these people are so number hungry and not content focused that as long as they hit a certain number, then they're happy with it. Yeah, they're fucking idiots, guys. These advertisers are fucking stupid.
Taking down bot provider websites, which are very easy to find apparently and not cheap, but they also purge accounts which are suspected to be bots. But it is a problem that is very hard to counter, and it can seriously affect streamers on the platform.
Gee, that wasn't so awful.
So in conclusion, Twitch does have a lot of problems. Some of its content doesn't match the environment.
But I'm sure you guys can realize that we know a lot of blatant viewbotters already. If their content is bad, they're not going to grow. So all this guy's doing is burning hundreds of thousands of dollars on trying to cheat his way to a career, but instead all he's doing is destroying his own income. And that's it. And if you guys want to see what that looks like, what a blatant view about it looks like, let's just pull them up. You like can't even tell anymore. It's like a perfect curve. You can't even tell because the way that it used to go was dramatically up and then immediately, like it used to look like this. It used to look like this. That's when you could easily tell. But this guy somehow got bots that read normally. Now, the flat line is obviously very sus. Like, this is very, very, very sus. See, this is how you can tell Pokey's legitimate, right? He has, like, the big boost right here. This happens with every streamer when they go live. They go live, a huge fucking boost happens because the going live thing happens. And then slowly but surely people trickle in, they trickle out, they trickle in, they trickle out. It goes up and down, 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 up and down. But that's pretty much how every single person's graph goes.
Environment Twitch is said to have, and its banning system leaves a lot to be desired. I do think they need to start explaining in detail why they have banned someone, and more detail around the process, especially determining the length of the ban, but at the current time with somewhat of an arbitrary banning system, it has rightfully led to a lot of criticism, and Twitch does have a view botting problem that can be used to target streamers and inflate numbers for others, but I think...
I will be real, in 2025, the view botting issue is much less prevalent than it used to be, because now people can tell when someone's view botting or not, based on like, these aren't their normal numbers, right? So it's a lot less big of a deal than it used to be.
Twitch is doing the best they can to counter that problem. I think Twitch is still a good platform. It has changed from its original design, but it still hosts a lot of entertaining people and innovative content. I'm probably going to go learn my base has been code locked now, but yeah, that's all I wanted to say, and bye-bye.
No, I thought that was a great video. I'm glad I watched it to provide some additional context for anybody who watched that shit, but yeah, great fucking video.